Good evening and welcome to This is Chess and Wine. My name is AD Bila, here with obviously some updates on what's happening in and around the world of chess in South Africa. Well, just a few days ago, on the 5th of October, in fact, maybe just yesterday, let me just check quickly today's date. Yes, 2 days ago, Chess South Africa issued a letter of suspension to the following individuals. Most of you obviously were wondering why, what happened, and probably are still wondering because even the individuals themselves are not willing to come forward and say why they believe they have been suspended, because the letter of suspension is not very clear enough with the details of why those individuals are suspended. And these are the following individuals that were suspended. There's Juan Piri Adams, Atobilem Tum, that is Ina Swartboy, Sidi Swankai, Nkosikhona Mkutsu, it is Luxolo Valanti, Luzuku Denisa, Kulasande Mafanya, and Frederick Ordendel. And the most vocal of them has been Mr. Frederick Ordendel in the recent, obviously, social media communication, where he is stating that this suspension has come as a surprise as it was posted in a Nelson Mandela Bay Union, Chess Union WhatsApp group. And it caught him by surprise. And in fact, he states that it was shared to him by parents and obviously other teachers, players, and parents, obviously, cancelling training sessions and schools cancelling their relationships with him, obviously, future training sessions that were meant to be held. Obviously, as a consequence of this letter being publicly shared, and he claims that this letter was publicly shared but never shared directly with him. And obviously, I tried to inquire with the representative from Chess South Africa, as the letter states below that for any further information or clarification regarding this matter, you are directed to contact any member of the Chess South Africa Executive Board or the administrator. And obviously, the communication, that is the response from the particular person from Chess South Africa was, they all have received personal suspension letters on Friday. Due to good governance, I am unable to divulge that to you. If the individuals would like to share that with you, it is entirely up to them. Kind regards. So now it makes it seem as if these individuals are not aware as to the reasons why they are suspended. Because, again, I'm just going to just read this one more time so that you understand, obviously, the letter informing the suspension. Because, again, if you just an ordinary member of the chess community or just a public member just coming across this letter, you would not understand why. Because it reads as follows. Please, suspension of individuals from chess activities. Kindly take notice that the following people have been suspended from all chess activities by the Executive Board of Chess South Africa pending the outcome of a disciplinary investigation hearing by the Ethics Committee of Chess South Africa. Then it lists the individuals. Then it states at the bottom that the decision to suspend these persons has been made after careful consideration by Executive Board of Chess South Africa. These suspensions are effective immediately and will remain in place pending an outcome or the outcome of an investigative report. The Chess South Africa Executive Board will issue communication if there are any further developments or changes of the position of the persons concerned. Further take notice that the Interim Executive Committee of the Eastern Cape Chess Association has also been disbanded. Please be advised that all activities organized or sanctioned by the above individuals, as well as the disbanded structure, are not recognized by Chess South Africa. This means that any tournament organized with or will not be rated by Chess South Africa, and so forth. So, yes, basically, something that has been said before, but we see that there is new individuals here, and these people were not people who were in the previous executive board of Chess South Africa. But here, just to give you a bit of background, so that you understand, a few months ago, there was actually not a few months ago, let me just quickly confirm the date with you because it was just last month, since we were in October already. So just last month, Chess South Africa issued another letter, just one letter, to the structures in chess in the Eastern Cape. So it read, the subject of the matter was the conduct of the erstwhile members of the Interim Executive Committee of the Eastern Cape Chess Association. And it continues reading as follows. The Executive Board of Chess South Africa has become aware of the worrisome conduct of the erstwhile members of the Interim ExCo of the Eastern Cape Chess Association. The interim executive committee of the Eastern Cape Chess Association has been dissolved by the executive board of Chess South Africa on 3 July 2024. Yes, I was going to say when this letter was sent, but it seems like it is not dated. Okay, it's from the 17th of September. The date is at the bottom. So, yeah, it's all right. So it says the interim executive committee of Eastern Cape Chess Association has been dissolved by the executive board of Chess South Africa on 3 July 2024. The executive board of Chess South Africa has made this decision. The executive board of Chess South Africa has made this decision in consultation with the Sports Confederation of the Eastern Cape. Yeah, but it's weird again. In consultation, not with the National Council of Chess South Africa, but I'm not here for that. So yeah, the Sports Confederation of the Eastern Cape has supported the decision of the Executive Board of Chess South Africa. The Interim Executive Committee of the Eastern Cape Chess Association therefore ceased to exist. The body has no jurisdiction and no mandate to organize or be involved in the administration of chess in the Eastern Cape. The former president of the interim executive of the Eastern Cape, the former president of the interim Eastern Cape Chess Association, has been suspended, and further disciplinary steps will be considered by the Ethics Committee and the Executive Board of Chess South Africa. The Executive Board of Chess South Africa wants to make it abundantly clear that the so-called Eastern Cape Chess Championships, to be held in Mthatha from 27 to 29 September 2024, will not be rated by Chess South Africa. The results of the tournament will not be acknowledged by Chess South Africa. The players will not be qualifying for any regional, district, or provincial colors on the basis of their performance in this tournament. The results of this tournament will not be taken into account in the selections of any Eastern Cape provincial team or any provincial schools team. Now, here's another matter that is actually very key regarding the suspension now. It says the elections to be held during the tournament on the 27th of September 2024 will not be acknowledged by Chess South Africa. Any person making him or herself available as a candidate in these elections and taking part in the organizing of these elections will run the risk of disciplinary steps, including suspension. The elections for ExCo will be held in the East London on the 9th of November 2024, as organized by Chess South Africa appointed administrator and the elections officer appointed by Chess South Africa, the Eastern Cape Sports Confederation and so forth. But that was the point that we're trying to get to. Okay, now let's move on. So it did state that anybody that takes part in the elections of 27 in Mthatha will run the risk of facing disciplinary and eventually suspension. But I don't see this as an eventuality. It's like they just went straight to it. So here's something else that you did not see, probably. The results of the elections. So this is a letter from the Eastern Cape Chess, dated 30 September. Subject: announcement of newly elected leaders of the Eastern Cape Chess. Dear esteemed members and stakeholders, we are pleased to announce the newly elected leaders of the Eastern Cape Chess following the successful elective annual general meeting, AGM, held on September 27, 2024, assuming at Mthatha, right? It doesn't state the venue. The newly elected leadership team, as seen in the image above, is President Luzukundinisa, male, Deputy President Luxolo Valanti, Secretary Sindiswa Nkanyi, female, Treasurer Tobile Mtumtum, female, additional members, Juan Perry Adams, youth, representative, male, Nkosikona Mkutsu, adult chess representative, male, Ina Swartboy, women's chess representative, female, Kulasande Mafanya, development officer, male. The executive committee, President Luzuko Zindesa, Deputy Luxolo Valanti, Secretary Sindeswa, and Tobile Mtumtum. Additional members. So there's Juan Adams, Nkosikona Mkutsu, women's representative, Iana Swartboy, development officer, Kulasande Mafanya, PlayCom Eastern Cape, Frederick Ordendale. Here's an interesting thing, because it doesn't state that the elections or the PlayCom executive committee member, the PlayCom Eastern Cape, which is Frederick Ordendale, was elected during these elections. Maybe again, that's why he's so vocal. So there's a chance that he has been, and he was or was not a part of it, because he doesn't appear as one of the members that were elected in the list of elected members above, right? So it continues to say at the end, we congratulate the elected leaders on their new roles and wish them success in advancing the development of chess in the Eastern Cape. Let's support our new leaders in their endeavors. Sincerely, Sindiswa Nkani. All right. So the list, obviously, the document at the bottom lists all the members of the executive committee and the additional members and members who are in the other committees, right? Which is the only part where Freddie Ordendale's name appears, right? And now it's raising that question because Freddie states that he is suspended, and obviously this affects his livelihood. And there's a big chance, because now, here's the first point. First point is that this threat or the message from the Chess South Africa, it was stating that anyone that makes themselves available and participate in the elections or even the organizing of it will get suspended, will face obviously disciplinary and suspension. But then now what do we see at the end is that the people who are suspended are only the ones that are appearing, sorry, I'm just going to go back to the list again, are only the ones that are appearing in the elections, in the communication of the members who have been elected. It's not the members, not everyone that has been in the attendance register, because those are people who have participated. It's not the list of everyone that was a part of, that had their hand raised to say, I am also willing to be elected. It is just the members or the names of people who are appearing now on, what do you call this? On the list of executive in that communication from the Eastern Cape. And Freddie might have a case, because there's a chance that he is obviously the Eastern Cape, because he's been the Eastern Cape players representative. But then now maybe the only fault appearing on his side is the fault that he is mentioned now in the executive communication, the letter from the executive of Eastern Cape Chess that was elected, which obviously is risking to become the parallel structure. Because again, if you follow the list of the names, it's just 9 people. And you can't tell me that they were running elections with only 9 people. There was an elections officer there. I don't know what sort of disciplinary or action or suspension that person stands to face. There must have been other people for there to be voting, right? There must have been other candidates who are there, who are not mentioned, who are not appearing in the list here. So what of them? Is the investigation still going to go on now? Are they starting the investigation now after they've issued a suspension to these particular individuals? And obviously, a lot of questions that are being asked, like, are we going to jump straight to suspension without a hearing? What happens if the hearing says the people were not in the wrong? Like, if it happens, for instance, that Freddie is found to not be wrong, like, just to speak about one particular person, because it does obviously seem, he is acting like he's an innocent person and he wants his day in court as soon as possible, because this immediate suspension of him is affecting him immediately. He's losing income immediately. He's losing clients immediately. Yet it seems like there was no proper investigation done, because if there was proper investigation done, we'll have the list of everybody who was available in that meeting, right? Like, I mean, it's just me saying what I think and what is actually evident. So now the suspension has been issued. There's parents that have already started looking at Freddie in a different way. There's obviously the relationships that are being broken. There's trust that is lost. There's images that are being tarnished. And the suspension could be indefinite, because I know there's people that have been suspended for a while. Like, make sure to watch the interview that I'm going to be dropping soon of Mr. Wayne Minnis, Dr. Wayne Minnis, who has been suspended by the Northern Cape for 4 or 5 years and still nothing, no action happening. suspended also by the Cape Winelands for a year or two, and still nothing happening, because these are the nature of suspensions in chess in South Africa. It's just to shut you up, and then they continue with their business as usual. Because that's what the suspension do, is just to shut the person up, or just render them insignificant and voiceless if they are in opposition. Where's the justice? Where's the love? But anyway, I was hoping that obviously Chess South Africa would obviously issue some more info or offer more information, obviously through the action secretary, but they seem to say they have no extra information. If the people that are claiming that they were suspended, claiming that they don't have the letters, they're lying. They have letters they were sent to them on Friday already. The letters with the details of their suspension. But it is what it is. This is Chess and Wine. Obviously, more information on this as soon as more info develops. And there's this question that has been asked: why all this attention in the Eastern Cape, Chess South Africa? Is it some form of a treasure trove? Have you seen gold? Have you discovered a diamond in Eastern Cape? And someone obviously commented saying, the ghost of Hendrik is still looming, or is still haunting Chess South Africa, and that is why we won't see development. We'll see only fights, and it is the player that suffers. And obviously, on the question, there was a comment from former president of the South African Schools Chess, Mr. Fungilenglanga, who responded to obviously the questions being raised by Mr. Frederick Ordendal in the group, saying, "Why am I suspended?" And the communication says, "To be frank with you," that's a response from Mr. Fungilenglanga, "you can't disrespect the upper structure, Chess South Africa, in this case, when suspending you, the interim executive committee, which you are part of. Having heard that, you continue writing letters to SASCOC and FIDE, also social media, jumping the National Federation. You can't run a tournament as a province while national alone, or while national one is coming down to your province, which is the National Schools Championships," which was very confusing. "Chess as a focus code, knowing very well that your tournament is not sanctioned by Chess South Africa." Okay, the point number 3 says you can't run a tournament as a province while national one is coming down to your province. Chess as a focus code, knowing very well that your tournament is not sanctioned by Chess South Africa. So we know that the Umtata chess tournament, obviously the one that was at the provincial chess championships, was meant to be held in the 27th of from 27th to the 29th, and the schools chess championship was also meant to be held from the 26th to the from around 26th, 27th, around the same time as well. And apparently there was some regions in the Eastern Cape that didn't take part in the National Schools Chess Championships, even though it was hosted in their province. But anyway, so yeah, that's what it is with the matter of Mr. Frederick's suspension. As more developments come through, we'll keep you updated. But right now, Chessa and obviously the suspended individuals are keeping us in the dark. This is all we know. This is all we have to share with you. Good evening.